welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a reading vlog, but this reading vlog is a special one because it is going to be continuing series I'm in the middle of. I think I'm currently in the middle of like 15 or 20 book series, and so I'm trying to kind of like get through a few of them at the beginning of this year so that I can start new ones here soon. But I don't like being in the middle of like 50 bajillion series. It kind of stresses me out a little bit. So I have a bunch I'm in the middle of and that I'm currently like really excited to continue reading. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're just going to be continuing some series that I'm in the middle of. I know what my first one is going to be, but I have no clue what else I'm going to read in this video. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my Amazon book wish list. And let's get into today's little reading vlog. Okay, so to kickstart today's video, we are going to be starting with Heir of Fire by SJM. This is a part of the Throne of Glass series. This is the 4th book in the series. I have been obsessed with Throne of Glass over the last month or so, and so I'm going to be continuing reading it. I have the full box set on my Kindle, so that's how I'm going to read it. I just have my paperback so I can kind of keep track of my reading and how many pages I'm getting through. So we're going to be reading Heir of Fire on my Kindle today, and that's just kind of the game plan. So we're gonna start with Heir of Fire. It is, I think, like 600 or so pages. I don't want to ruin anything. Yeah, it's like 550 pages. So we're going to be starting with some SJM, which is actually really funny because I started 2023 reading the acatar series, and now I'm starting 2024 reading the Throne of Glass series. So we're keeping up this current tradition I apparently started for myself. But let's just dive right in. I am currently on chapter 4, so I'm only 30 pages in, but let's just keep going through this series because I'm currently obsessed with it. And this is going to be spoiler free. I forgot to say that. Spoiler free reading vlog, and if there are going to be spoilers, I will let you know. Don't even worry. Okay, I thought we would do a quick update. I'm obviously still reading Heir of Fire. I am now on page 155, so I read like 120 pages or so today. Like I said earlier, I've been reading it on my Kindle, but I obviously have the physical paperback. I have like the 8-book ebook bundle thing on my Kindle, and so I can't actually keep track of how far I am through each book, so I kind of have to like line them up. But then I also signed up for Audible today because for the new year they're having like a discount for the first like few months of the year or something, and so I signed up for that. So depending on how far I get into this book, I might end up listening to part of the audiobook. I'm really wanting to listen to the dramatized version of the acatar series at some point this year. I'm on chapter 20, page 155. Let's just give a very brief update. There's not a lot I can say because obviously this is the middle of a series, and so I don't want to like ruin anything for anybody, but I am surprised at where the storyline is going. I feel like there's a very large shift in the storyline, and I think things are really going to change soon, which I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that Heir of Fire is where everything just changes. We have met a lot of new characters, and there's a lot of different third-person point of views coming into play, which really surprised me. There's one point of view that I really don't care about at all, and I kind of have just been like skimming the pages that is that point of view. But then there's also this one point of view that I wish we were getting because I'm like super intrigued by the character and I want to know what they're thinking and like what their backstory is. But that's kind of everything I can say for now. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I definitely am excited to finish this entire series because I know Sarah read it recently and she has like a mini spoiler section in one of her vlogs about like a lot of her Throne of Glass thoughts. So I'm really intrigued to hear what she has to say. Obviously, after I finish this book, I will be halfway through, which is actually insane because once I finish this book, I will also be over halfway through the entire Massiverse, which is like actually so crazy. I think after I read this book, I'm gonna give the Throne of Glass series just a very small break because I think I've decided what other 2 books I want to read in this video. That's my update for now. I'm going to go to bed because I have to be up in like 7 hours for work and I'm a very sleepy girl, so we will pick back up at some point tomorrow. I do have a nail appointment after work, so I can't get straight to reading, unfortunately, but I will update when I can. It is update time. So I am still obviously reading Heir of Fire. I am now on part 2, chapter 36, page 309. So I think I'm like slightly over 50% way through. I have still been reading it on my Kindle. Obviously I really can't say a whole lot because it's like in the middle of Throne of Glass, but I am going to do a quick little spoiler, so skip ahead like a minute or 2 if you don't want to be spoiled. But spoiler warning coming. You have like 2 seconds. Okay, so I feel like we are going to be getting a new love interest. Obviously, if you had read Throne of Glass and you have read Heir of Fire, I feel like you probably will have felt the vibes that I'm feeling. I just don't know who I think it's gonna be because I personally read the Assassin's Blade first. So really, Selena has had like what, like 3 love interests already? And I'm like waiting for her to like have her actual one. And I feel like I know who it's going to be, but every time she has had a love interest in the past, it hasn't stuck. So I'm like waiting to figure out who this love interest is going to be and for them to like stick with her, you know, because Sarah just keeps like pulling our leg and switching the love interest all over the freaking place, which is a little confusing because I'm like, I know it's supposed to be based on like, it's mainly fantasy, but like there's been love interests before, so why can't she just like stick to one now? Like I'm a little confused. So realistically, I feel like that's the only like really big thing I'm waiting to happen. Like she's still just playing with her transformation and her power and like trying to, you know, figure out the shifting in her fae form, but like I really don't feel like there's a whole lot else going on other than we've met a lot of new characters. So I'm hoping that part 2 is like a lot more action packed. Like I don't really know what to expect here. Spoiler part is over. But I think I'm going to try and read like 1 or 2 more chapters for the night. Nothing too crazy. I am feeling really tired. This week is just like kind of kicking my butt. We've been super slow at work. So I had a lot of time this morning to do some reading on my phone. I think I read like 70 pages or something at work. Like I was literally so dead. So I'm hoping this week at work picks up a little bit because it's obviously not beneficial to my job when we are so slow, even though I love getting in a little bit of daily reading time. But I'm going to try to finish this book in the next few days. Obviously with me having a full-time job and other things going on, it's a little bit harder for me to finish books at the speed that others do. But yeah, that's my update for now. I'm going to do a little bit more reading and then I will probably try and check in at some point tomorrow if I end up having anything further to add. So update time on Heir of Fire. I am literally close to finishing this book. I'm on page 497, which is like way farther into the book than I wanted to get for the day. Like, I was just trying to like read like about 120 pages, and I think I read what, like 200 maybe, or something like that. Like, I read so much today. So much has happened. Like, this whole book has literally changed. Like, the whole trajectory of the story has changed. Like, getting into part 2, the storyline is finally progressing into what I think everyone raves about for the second half of the Throne Glass series. Like, literally, this is not the same storyline that the first page was. Not even close. Like, it's completely different. So much has happened. It's literally insane. Like, I can't even believe it took me this long to read the series, because it's insane. I do want to give a quick warning because I have a theory and a few things I want to say. So if you have not read this book, please skip ahead. Just give me like a minute or two, and then you can come back. Spoiler time. So, clearly, I could kind of tell, like, from the very beginning of this book that there was going to be a new love interest, and I'm fairly certain it's going to be Rowan, but I think he's going to be her mate, and I think he already knows that he is Selena's mate, or Aelin, whichever way you want to call her. I'm probably going to stick with Selena, just because that's how I know her, that's how I fell in love with her, but I think he knows that he's her mate, which is why when like the battle and the war and stuff was going on, and not really the war, but the battle between the people of the Demi-Fae versus this small army that the King of Undarlan sent, and his like whatever those weird creatures were, why he was so like concerned for her and like wanted to help her, and he's like, no, you're not going out there, please don't go out there, blah blah blah. Like, I think he's in love with her, and I think he knows that they're mated, and he just like doesn't want to say anything because the last time he had a mate, like, she died and it like ruined him. So I think that's going on. And then I think that Queen of Shadows is going to be the book where everyone goes to war, if I'm gonna guess. I don't even know how much I have left. I think I have like maybe 60 pages left of this book. So I think that Queen of Shadows is going to be where things really, really, really take a turn. And then literally I'm going to be at the end to read. Like, that's terrifying. Spoilers are over. I think I'm done reading for today. And I'm going to finish my book tomorrow. I am going on a little overnight trip this weekend after I get off work on Saturday, to go and visit my cousin for the night, and her and I are gonna just like spend all of Sunday together, and then I'm gonna come back home. So my plan is to finish this tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna start a new book or not. I haven't really decided what I want to do. That is all for now. I will see you guys probably tomorrow after I finish Air Fire. It's insane. Like, literally this book and the series are just absolutely crazy. Okay, let's do a little update. So, I finished Air Fire, and it was literally so freaking good. 5 stars. Abso-freaking-lutely. I really want to just like continue on with the series and start Queen of Shadows, but I'm going to put Throne of Glass to the side. I literally only have 4 books left, and one of those is a tandem read, so technically I only really have like 3 books left. So I don't want to like go through these too fast, and I already feel like I am because I have read 4 of these books in like a month. But I'm just loving this story so much. It's literally so good. I'm going to put SJM down, and I'm going to pick up one of my most anticipated releases, and it's also the final in a series I'm currently reading. So we are going to be getting into Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book in the Letters of Enchantment duology. The first book is Divine Rivals. If you have not read Divine Rivals, you absolutely have to. It's literally so good. I love Roman and Iris. And this is the Barnes & Noble special edition. So this one has a different foiling on the hardcover than the original version does. So I'm going to be starting this at some point. I don't plan on reading tonight because I have just been doing a lot of things tonight and I just want to lay in bed. I have bestie Sarah sitting there waiting to be watched. So I'm not going to be starting this tonight, but I am going to be starting it in the next day or two. I'm going on a little one night, one day trip tomorrow after I get off of work to stay with one of my best friends. She lives like 2.5 hours away, and so I'm gonna go stay with her for the night, and then we're gonna like go to Barnes and just hang out and stuff. So I probably won't be vlogging much. I might vlog while we go book shopping, no promises. So you won't be seeing me for a few days. It won't feel like that for you guys, but I won't be starting this for a few days. But it was kind of exciting putting this as my first read of 2024. It was kind of crazy and like just weird that I got to put a Sarah J. Maas book as my first read. It was really exciting actually. So that's everything I have to say for now. I basically will see you guys in a few days, and if I get anywhere through Ruthless Vows, I will let you know. Hello besties, let's do a little chit chat, a little update. It has been many days. I haven't really been reading too much. I haven't really been in the mood. I think I'm in like a little bit of a slump right now. This reading thing is not going very well. I have started Ruthless Vows and I am on page 97, chapter 12, part 2. So I have made it about 100 pages in. I have only read really like twice. I read a few days ago and then I read like 50 pages today while I was at work. My plan was to read and edit when I got off of work today, but there is a huge snowstorm coming, and so I ended up going and running some errands instead, and then by the time I got home I no longer felt like reading or editing. So I've kind of been on a Love Island binge. I haven't like been obsessed with a show in months. Like it's been a long time. So I've kind of just been like letting myself enjoy being in the midst of a show. I was going to do some reading before bed, but now I no longer feel like it. So I'm liking Ruthless Vows so far. I finally started getting a little input / insight on one of my favorite characters. I was a little nervous that we weren't going to get their POV, but we are, and I don't really feel like this is a spoiler, but we are also getting the letters again, which I did not anticipate. I'm actually really enjoying that aspect. I think the letters was like one of the most fun parts of Divine Rivals, so the fact that we're getting them again in Ruthless Vows makes me like so happy. Like I'm so glad that we are getting that like really important and fun fantasy aspect in the second book as well. So I think I'm actually just gonna go back to watching my show, and I will be back with you whenever I finally get some reading done. I'm just trying to not like force myself to read right now because it's the very beginning of the year, and I feel like if I force myself to read I will put myself in a slump, and I'm already kind of slightly in a slump. Ruthless Vows update. So it has been a week since I started this book and I am only on page 281 out of like 420, I think. I don't know what it is, but like me and this book are just not, it's just like not the vibe or something. I don't even know. Like when I start reading it, I enjoy it, but when I'm not reading it, I don't miss reading it. I don't feel like reading it. Like I just don't feel the want to read this book, and I don't know what it is. Like there's no way this is gonna be a 5-star read. Like I said, like while I'm reading it, like I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm reading, but like I just don't feel like reading it. And like I don't even think that I'm like in a slump because I'm like, oh, I want to read, I just don't want to read this. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a, I don't know I don't really know how it's gonna end. I'm a little nervous. I'm just like ready for like a bunch of this to just to be like over. Like I'm just like done with the main plot line, if I'm honest. Like I'm just over it. So I'm just gonna try and just get this finished. Like I'm just ready to move on to something else because I'm just not feeling this book. I don't know what it is. I'm just like not loving it. I just want to get it literally over with. Like I just want to be done with it. So I'm gonna just try to push through, but it's hard to do that while I'm also trying to not get in a reading slump, so it's just kind of hard. So I'm gonna just try and read some more. I just want to get this book literally like out of the fucking way. I'm so tired of reading this book. I'm gonna go continue reading it and I will just let y'all know when I'm finally done. Besties, it is time to do my final thoughts on Ruthless Vows. So I finished this book first thing this morning. On my days off of work, I absolutely love to like wake up and then do some reading because I just feel like it's like so nice to just like read for like an hour first thing in the morning. So I actually ended up finishing this book this morning and I decided on giving it 4 stars. I was really stuck between like 3.5 and 4, but I ended up just giving it the benefit of the doubt and giving it 4 stars. For the most part, while I was actually reading it, I was enjoying it, but I wasn't like longing to read it. I wasn't like in the mood like, oh my god, I want to read this book. I don't know what it was, but it just like definitely disappointed me a little bit. I really anticipated this to be an automatic 5-star and it just wasn't, but that's fine. It's fine because I still enjoyed it. I liked the ending. I just honestly, like, it's only 420 pages, but I still felt like it was too long. Like I felt like there were so many details that were just so unnecessary, but I did give it 4 stars. So second book of the video is done. Second book of the year literally is the 14th and I've only read 2 books. I don't know how I'm ever going to complete my Goodreads goal. But my next read. So I have decided I'm going to reread Acatar. I'm like actually so excited. So I read this for the very first time at the very end of 2022 and I love this series so much. So I know we were supposed to be continuing series I'm already in the middle of, but I feel like this kind of counts a little bit because it is part of the Massiverse. It's part of the Sarah J Maas universe, and so I feel like I can kind of count it as continuing a series. I just felt like I'm like in the mood to read this right now, so I feel like I just have to. So I did end up downloading part 1 of the dramatized audiobook off of Audible. So I have to go make lunch. I'm on lunch duty, so I think I'm going to listen to that while I cook. So I'm actually really excited. I do have some tabs in my paperback, but I think I'm going to pick a new color and add to my tabbing, and I think I'm going to annotate this as I go. I feel like if I can really immerse myself, I should not take very long to read this book just because I love this series so much. I'm so genuinely excited to reread the series. I have never reread a book since I got back into reading. I used to reread books when I was in like 5th or 6th grade if I loved them, but I haven't reread a book since then, and so I'm so excited for this to be my very first reread ever. And I'm just so excited. I plan on only rereading the first 3 books just because those are the ones that I love the most. So we're gonna start here. So I have my audiobook downloaded and I'm going to hop on in. I'm going to fully annotate and everything. I'm so excited to pick up on so many like Easter eggs and like little things I didn't notice the first time. So this is our next read for the vlog and I'm literally so excited. I prepared. I wore my Valeris hoodie from Chapter Catchers, which is like my favorite Etsy shop ever. So let's just dive right on in to acatar. Figured it was time I finally give an update on acatar. I am on page 213, chapter 24, and I'm literally live laughing and loving. I have added so many more tabs, which I'm like enjoying so much, and I just bought the part 2 to the dramatized audiobook. I literally listened to the whole first part, which was like, I don't know, 6 hours or something. It's currently 11 p.m. so I'm thinking that I might read for like another hour and then I'll go to bed. I have nothing crazy going on tomorrow, so my goal is to finish this tomorrow and then start editing this vlog. And I have a nail appointment tomorrow as well, but I'm loving it. I love listening to it. I think I'm definitely going to get the dramatized audiobook for the other 2 when I get around to reading Akamoff and Akawar. But I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it so much. There's a few things that I've picked up on. A specific character got his own tab color. If you know, you know. If you haven't read this, I don't want to give any spoilers away. But I'm literally loving it so much. And like, I love hearing their voices. Like, Vera's narration voice is so calming. And as you guys saw earlier, I had my Valeris hoodie on, and now I have my acatar t-shirt on because like, have to support, obviously. I literally look like Lord Farquaad right now with just my bangs. It's disgusting and embarrassing, and now I look like a rat, so I'm like, what do I do? But I do have hair back there, I promise. You can see it. But with all that being said, I'm going to continue reading. I'm thoroughly enjoying my reread. I'm so glad I decided to do this. It's like helping me like get out of my slump a little. I wasn't in like a super bad slump, but I definitely was kind of in a slump. And so like the fact that I'm just like speeding through this, and I've literally read over 200 pages today, plus the like 60 pages I read of Ruthless Vows today, like I'm reading so much today and I'm really enjoying myself. And I'm really enjoying tabbing. I ordered some more tabs and some new midliner highlighters off of Amazon today, so those should be here in a few days because I'm like just loving doing all my tabs. It's so fun. So with all that being said, let's get back to doing our thing, you know? We'll just keep on trucking through. ladies, it is chit chat time. So we are going to do book update. I want to show you guys my new nails, and I got something in the mail that I want to show you. So we're starting with nails. I just got my nails done. I just got home. I just did a white French tip with this opalescent like chrome on it. They look so like clean girl, obsessed. I finally got one of my Taylor packages in the mail. I have my really exciting one is still coming. It's not here yet. But this is the We Found Wonderland quarter zip. Obsessed. Literally cannot wait to flaunt my 1989 pride because I'm a 1989 girly. So those are some fun things. And then I finished her. Look at all of my tabs. I'm actually so obsessed. If you see the like bluish black, I can only imagine you know what that stands for. I would hope, at least, if you have read this series. I have so many tabs for that specific purpose, but I'm obsessed with all my tabs. I loved it. The graphic audio, highly recommend, at least if you're rereading it. I don't think I would have flown through this nearly as fast if it wasn't for the graphic audio. I definitely will be continuing the series with the graphic audios when I finally get into the next ones, but I loved this. Once again, 5 stars from me. I definitely think I realized that this is probably one of my least favorites in the series personally, but I still loved it. It's really good story building. There's so many things that I like caught onto in this book that I didn't catch onto before. So that's why like it's so heavily annotated, because like I caught onto way more things that happened. But I loved this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. We continued, well, I guess we continued 2 series. No, that's not even true. We continued 1 series, finished another series, and then restarted another one. So I feel like we're doing great. I definitely feel like I have accomplished a few things. I loved filming my first 3 reads of the year with you guys. I love doing little reading vlogs. I think I am going to do 1 pleasure book, and then I will get back into doing reading vlogs with you guys. So stay on the lookout for another reading vlog here in the next few weeks. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my Amazon book wish list. And I love you all to the moon and Saturn, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!